Hey guys, I'm coming to you live from my hot tub in my new bikini. Poggers! Hello and welcome back to my series Feminist Findings, the series in which I examine cultural phenomena through a feminist lens and men I've never heard of before show up to comment about it. Today we'll be examining bikini streamers' content on Twitch, why it's unique, why it's controversial, and what I, of course, have to think about it. Since we're in a hot tub right now, let's dive right in with a quick explainer of the platform. What is Twitch? Twitch is a live streaming content hub where viewers can hop into a live chat and interact with their favorite streamers live. Let me say live one more time. But that's the very thing that sets it apart from other platforms like YouTube. Twitch content is actually happening right here, right now. Sure, you could watch the VOD or video on demand the next day, but the real draw is being in the chat with everyone else and interacting with your favorite streamer in real time. Twitch also offers a unique financial reward system for its creators. Instead of relying on passive ads or sponsorships like on YouTube, both of which still happen on Twitch, creators also have subscribers who are paid consumers who dole out at least $5 a month in order to access special perks that come with that streamer's content. Maybe you get a cute badge next to your name, access to the streamer's emotes, or ad-free viewing. Viewers can also cheer for their favorite streamer using bits, and the streamer receives monetary compensation for that at a rate of 1 penny per bit cheered. Finally, viewers can donate directly to streamers using the tip system. Some streamers have a tip minimum in order to access a special reward, like a musician who charges a $5 tip to play your favorite song request. There is currently a lot of contention about earnings versus payout for Twitch streamers, with Twitch the platform even daring to suggest that they will take a bigger chunk of their streamers' earnings in the near future. But there is no denying that the platform itself is extremely smart, especially when it comes to getting you to pay up and stay on. Who doesn't want to show their favorite creator how devoted they are by earning special icons for having longer and longer subscription times? How could spending a few pennies here and there on bits possibly add up? Twitch even rewards you channel points for hanging out in someone's chat for a certain amount of time, which you can cash in for cute prizes. But we're not just here to talk about Twitch and money, even though we sort of are. Let me circle back to why I'm wearing these goggles, and I keep telling you I'm in a hot tub when I'm clearly not. A while back, Twitch had a rule where you can only appear in scant clothing if it's directly related to the activity that you're doing on stream. Do I have a mark? Was that a bad idea? So just standing around in a bikini is wrong, but shift 5 feet over so you're near a pool and bingo, you're golden. So people started getting around this rule by busting out inflatable kiddie pools to lounge around in if they were nowhere near a real pool or hot tub, which can also be a logistical tech nightmare unless you're Seth Everman. So now they can appear in their bikinis without getting punished for it. And here is where things get complicated. I know, right? The introduction of the bikini is where things get complicated. I want to say one of my faves, Kunkin Dassner, already made a great video about this, which will be linked in the description box below. I'll be jumping off some of his points, but I wanted to contribute my own 2 cents, because my 2 cents are female, feminist, fairly dressed most of the time on the internet. Anyway.
Because everything is live, streamers have to fight in real time to keep your attention on their page. If there is a lull in your broadcast, you risk losing your viewers to a more enticing stream. Now, because of this, a lot of streamers use different methods in order to keep people tuned into their stream. For some, that means colorful backgrounds, some use constant high energy, some use overly friendly atmospheres, and some people use their bodies. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to act like that's the worst thing in the world. I forgot about that part. Hang on. Some of these monsters use their bodies in order to trick people into watching their streams. Oh, it makes me sick.
LOL Duncan. But I'm with him. Yes, it's a little shocking when you first pop in because it's like, whoa, boobs. But once you've been watching for 5 minutes, the sensationalism wears off and you're like, okay, she's kind of sitting around in her bikini. People love to look at women in their bikinis. It didn't feel fair for me to use clips and videos of bikini streamers without also putting myself directly in their shoes, or in this case, their tiny bikini tops. So that's the reason why I'm dressed the way I am, because I wanted to make it fair, you know? There is a certain amount of empowerment in saying, you're gonna sexualize me anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn a profit from that. These bikini streamers know what they're doing, and they know why they're doing it. But they are also sexualizing themselves, which is like, oof, an extremely complicated concept. Let's back up. Why are these women being immediately sexualized in the first place? It could just be their body shape. But then again, some of these streamers purposefully augment their body shapes in order to be more appealing for viewers, which gets us into the sticky conversation of whether or not something like breast augmentation is empowering. And some streamers go so far as to lick their microphones each time they reach a new subscription goal, which sounds really horrible to me, and I can only imagine what is going through their heads when they do it. Oh wait, no, actually I've got it right here. I have an article about this in the description box below, but I'm not going to go too far down that particular rabbit hole. Listen, just like I said in my video about stay-at-home moms, this capitalist hellscape we live in is going to cast you into a role, whether you like it or not, especially if you are a woman or someone who occupies a female-presenting body. And being able to grab that role and monetize it does offer some empowerment. We can all pretend that we are above money, but the fact of the matter is, as the cost of living keeps going up, making consistent money is a lot of people's lifelines, and this is how some people make consistent money. As one of the commenters on Duncan's video puts it, I find it so weird that when I bring up sexualization and fan service of women in media like video games, movies, TV shows, etc., one of the main things I get is sex sells. But when women capitalize on that with hot tub streams, everyone loses their mind. It's true. The people bitching about women's sexuality are usually the same people who are consuming it. Females these days, they have no self-respect, always running around half naked. Anyway, it's not just women who get sexualized, obviously, but it is women or those who live in a female-presenting body who get it the most. Even female streamers who aren't doing anything sexy are constantly getting bombarded with questions about when they're making an OnlyFans or to take off their clothes, which brings me to another good point somebody made in the comments of Duncan's video. The one valid argument I've seen against hot tub streams was by streamer QT Cinderella. She said that because these streams dominate the just chatting category, when she also streams in the category, she gets tons of viewers showing up and harassing her to take off her clothes. Twitch has since created the hot tubs, pools, and beaches category, which theoretically solves some of this problem. Although random people showing up on the internet to harass women into taking off their clothes is not a new thing. It is in fact worldwide, and it's not going to be solved by this one little change on Twitch. So yeah, this is a good time to jump in and say, please don't harass women. But also, a woman on the internet who doesn't bear it all is not then anti-woman or a prude. I think QT Cinderella was absolutely right to be pissed that this hot tub stream phenomenon opened the door even wider for people to show up and harass her into taking her clothes off. So the question is it more empowering to lean into the role society has assigned for you or to resist it? Because like I said, some people just go, okay, you see me as a sex object, I can now become a rich sex object. I mean, I've considered this a lot. Why am I doing this for free? What's the difference between me and these bikini streamers? I am also on the internet, almost exclusively in my underwear, doing an activity that a lot of people view as sexual. If I can make $1,000 by showing you guys my new bikini, why the hell am I not doing that? We will answer that question later. Content creator and all-around excellent person Abelina Sabrina was recently banned from Twitch for reading smutty books on her channel in a goofy voice. Everyone got up in arms, and a lot of people made comments like, but you know if you had been sitting around in a hot tub while you did it, Twitch would have allowed you to keep going. Sabrina was banned for 3 days, and when she returned, she read excerpts from the Bible while sitting in a bikini next to a projection of water, which is iconic in every way. She clarified a bunch of times that she believes it's absolutely people's right to show up sexily and make money that way. Well, people in her comments complained about those creators. She just thought it was unfair that she was banned, but they were allowed to carry on. Which brings up a good point. Why does Twitch allow this controversial content? Well, first of all, because in the year of our Lord 2022, you better not ban women for showing skin because the internet will destroy you, and rightfully so. The time of being scandalized by ankle is long past. But also, the longer viewers stay on Twitch, the more money Twitch makes. They can show you ads, they can sell you subscriptions or loot. Your watch hours are money, money, money to the Mr. Krabs that is Twitch. So it's in Twitch's best interest to keep the bikini streamers on. But does this mean Twitch is a pimp, insidiously sitting back while their sexy women streamers make them a bunch of money? Sort of. But as Twitch profits, so too can creators profit off their own attractiveness. A lot of people watch Twitch because they find the streamer attractive. I've been subscribed to Apocalypto_12, aka Tyler Scheid, for over a year now, and this man really created an OnlyFans account exclusively for his hair. I'm not kidding. Tyler has beautiful hair, he knows people want to see more of it, so he sells access to it. How is that different from a streamer with bounteous breasts doing the same? I recently tuned into an Amaranth stream because the title was something like pole dancing, and I wanted to see her pole dance and also to see how much pole dancing Twitch would allow. I zoned in and out for about 15 minutes, and all she did was stretch on a yoga mat near her pole and accept compliments from her chat, even at one point changing the name of the stream to Stretching Before Pole Dancing, even though things had been going on for about an hour at this point. Basically, it was just a beautiful, sexy woman stretching vaguely near a pole. And you know what? That's goddamn brilliant, because here I am, a first-time viewer tuning in over and over again to see some pole dancing, which I'm not sure she ever even got to, because she knows what her viewers want, and she's gonna drag it out as long as possible. Ka-ching. You can't do that shit on YouTube. Can you imagine if there was an hour of dead time at the start of each of my videos before I got to whatever trick I was working on that day? My watch time would plummet, YouTube would stop recommending my videos, and I would fade into obscurity. There is no slow tantalizing on YouTube, but there can be on Twitch. Other Twitch streamers, male Twitch streamers, hate this. There are a few classic whiny tweets about it. Basically, they claim that scantily clad bikini women are going to steal their viewers. I mean, when I went on at 9 a.m., pools, beaches, and hot tubs had just over 9,000 live viewers, while Fortnite had 170,000. For God's sakes, Chess has 16,000 viewers right now. Chess! Here's another clip from Duncan's video.
If you have a live stream of you playing a video game, why would you feel bad about losing an audience that cares more about a hot tub stream? Wouldn't it be better to try and find people who care more about what you're doing? If you do lose people to those tub streams, then maybe they weren't exactly the audience you wanted in the first place.
If a woman sitting stationary in her bikini is more interesting than whatever you're doing, sorry man, maybe make your stream a little more interesting. Here's another great comment from Duncan's video. That viewer who would prefer to watch the hot tub streamer wouldn't have enjoyed your gaming content in the first place anyway. I hate when people think someone else is taking away their views. Also, hello, who are the top 10 streamers on the platform? Not a single woman. That gave me pause. Who are the top streamers on the platform, the ones who have had the most success and made the most money? Let's scroll through a list of the top most watched Twitch streamers of all time. Did you notice any non-men on that list? Let's look at a current top 20 list. Okay, here's some progress. The female streamer Pokimane is number 9, and she's specifically called out as by far the most followed female streamer. Oof. Let me show you a snippet of a stream by bikini streamer Taylor Javot, and I'm warning you, if you value your sanity, do not look at the chat box. I have so many complicated feelings. Let me just name a few. Jealousy, because she's gorgeous, obviously, and I don't look like that. Confusion. Why are thousands of people here? What are we all doing in the middle of the day? Why would we look at this instead of traditional pornography if what we want is just to see a sexy lady being sexy? Annoyance. What's even the point of this? Interest. How many other women are here? Are these viewers mostly straight men or queer women or somebody else? Irritation. She's casting herself in a sexualized role which feels like it sets other women back. Or am I just projecting? So there's a lot going on, which might be the most thoughts anyone has ever had while watching 5 minutes of a bikini stream. When I see content like this, I do this really annoying thing where I'm like, well, okay, she's showing her body to turn a profit, but I bet you she's really nice in real life. Or, I bet she's raising money for a good cause. Or, I bet she has some really interesting hobbies. In short, I'm attempting to justify their sexuality, to allow it by comforting myself with the thought that the sexualized person in question must also be multifaceted. Why am I doing that? Why can't a hot woman just be hot? Why must she also be nice or charitable or interesting? Yet another great comment from Duncan's comment section says, at the end of the day, I feel like this hatred of hot tub streamers is just an extension of our society's disdain for sex workers. I'd bet that the people complaining have no problem viewing prawn, where women are regularly exploited and abused, but as soon as a sex worker takes control and produces her own content, there's a problem. It's the same reason why men seem to hate OnlyFans so much. Okay, now we've arrived at the question, shouldn't this stay on OnlyFans? Why bring this type of content onto Twitch? I can see both sides here. Yes, Twitch is known for attracting a largely underage audience because it has historically been mostly just a gaming site. So these bikini streamers are, to put it bluntly, knowingly performing sexuality for a viewing party of minors. Plus, these bikini streams can appear on the same page as everything else, like on your recommended for you content or something like that, so Twitch goers might not have even expected or consented to see content like that, and yet here it is right at their fingertips. At least, if these streamers saved their content for OnlyFans, their viewers would have to jump through several hoops to access it there. However, the hoops I just mentioned are the same hoops that would keep about 90% of these consumers from engaging with content if it moved from Twitch to OnlyFans. Because people think OnlyFans is shady. They don't want their credit cards to be attached to or traced back to an OnlyFans account. And then these creators would be boxed in, expected to only do sexual things instead of being able to just hang out and chat like they could on Twitch. I want to mention something else. It was startlingly easy to show up in these streams, take a bunch of screenshots, and even screen record. So even if these particular streamers are making big bucks from their hot tub streams, I guarantee you they are not getting compensated for all of the time that people are spending outside of their streams looking at their bodies, if you know what I mean. Just a heads up, things are about to get a little heavy. So earlier in the video, you heard me say something like, well, why don't I do this? It's so easy to just stand around in a bikini and make money. Let's talk about easy by going back to Taylor Javot, who I mentioned before. Let me just show you what her chat looked like while she talked from behind the camera getting things set up. Yep, because she took a long time to get ready, somebody really commented, "I wish for nothing more than to set you on fire." I stayed for a few minutes longer and she made people wait with the countdown for her to reveal her outfit, which, like, good for you, girl. When she finally came out in her bikini, I saw in the comments, not worth it. All that waiting, and for what? She looks plastic. Yikes. Bruh, is she a trans? I bet your parents are proud of you. Thousands of people left the stream the second she emerged in her bikini. So, you'll bully a woman because it takes her a long time to come out in her bikini, and then when she does, you'll bully her further? Ugh. What do you want? You can see me starting to tear up, and I honestly was not expecting to get this emotional making a video about bikini streams. But that was the moment that I decided this shit is not worth it. No matter how much I can sit here and go, why don't I make $1,000 for sitting around in my bikini? Nothing could make this worth it to me. I don't care how much Taylor Javot or Amaranth or anybody makes doing these streams, it's not enough. And I think the reason I'm getting emotional is because I am a woman on the internet. I am a partially dressed woman on the internet. I've just existed as a woman for my whole life, and I know exactly how frustrating this is. And it's really hard to separate this concept from purity culture, especially here in America, where our view on sex and sexuality is still so puritanical. Oh boy, we will let scantily clad women sell us everything under the sun, but then we will turn around and chastise our daughters for daring to wear shorts on a hot summer's day. We will yell at our young women for going to school wearing tank tops because they might distract the more important male students, or heaven forbid, the male faculty. We will keep our children from comprehensive sex ed or access to birth control, and then we will turn around and force them to keep their pregnancies as a result of it. I am sorry to bring all of this emotion and heaviness into what was a light and frothy video, but that's really how it is. That's why I'm even going into this whole thing, because I started this video hoping to have a good faith debate with myself over what and what isn't empowerment, whether or not I'm just projecting purity culture onto women I don't know on the internet, but I'm ending realizing this is an impossible situation for all of us. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you lean into the sexualized role that you're cast into, you are bringing other women down. You're setting feminism back. If you resist that role, you are not monetizing the very thing that people want from you. If you make people wait, they want to set you on fire. If you show them your body, they tell you you're disgusting. If you don't show them your body, they demand to see it. How can I keep claiming to be an ally to strippers and sex workers and then turn around and shame hot tub streamers? But then again, are they being an ally to strippers and sex workers, or are they merely occupying their space without crediting or compensating them? How can I be a mostly naked pole dancer on the internet and then turn around and be annoyed by Amaranth stretching near her pole? If my body were different, if my path were different, if my bank account were different, would I be making content like this? Look me in the eye and tell me what's different about this video versus a bikini stream, other than the fact I'm not making $100 a minute. What do you think? Did I miss any nuances here? Did my earlier emotional outburst surprise you and now we're all a little traumatized and this transition into a cutesy ending is gonna feel really whiplashy and bad? Well, I better get out of my hot tub now because my fingers are getting all pruny.